And good evening and welcome. It is Thursday, my friend. We're back. It is time for some Elite Dangerousing and other associated stuff. And as you can see, I have the latest version of the Alpha 3 of Elite Dangerous Odyssey. And my PC is slowly beginning to melt. I can hear the fans running and there's this waft of air coming up from my feet, which is nothing to do with my feet, I should hasten to add. It's actually to do with the fans on the computer. And the birds are back. Can you hear the birds? The space birds. Or maybe the space bar birds, actually. Can you hear the birds? This is a feature of my stream because as the weather warms up, which it has a little bit today, I have to have the window open in my study. And I have a tree outside my window, and there are some birds that just like to sing at sunset. And so the space birds. There we go. The birds are back. No purple hat. No, I haven't got. I need to work on the purple hat. So you may be asking why the purple hat or purple birds. Well, I got a nice email this week from those lovely people at Twitch, following on from my amazing email that I got a few weeks ago, which said I was the #1 Frontier Elite 2 streamer on the entirety of the internet. An accolade only slightly tarnished by being told I was in fact the only Frontier Elite 2 streamer on the internet. But there we go. But yeah, no, this week was it yesterday or the day before? You know, when you get to my age, time is an illusion, and lunchtime WSale. Yes, I've become a Twitch partner, which I find remarkably amusing. But first of all, thank you to all of you guys. Okay, so you watching me waffle on and talk nonsense about things for hours on end, presumably is the reason they saw fit to promote me. I just press the buttons. You know, when you get, I don't know if you know Twitch, but anyway, when you've got Twitch, there's a button that says you've achieved this. And I go, yay, that's good. And then that goes to the next one. You go, yay, I've done that as well. And then there must have been a partner one, and I must have pressed that and. Just forgot about it, and then I got this email saying you can become a Twitch partner, and I was like, yay, that's really good. Now, what does that mean? I must probably be the only the only Twitch partner who doesn't actually know what any of this stuff means. I'm still complete noob at all this sort of stuff. I've literally, I've just about managed OBS, and that's about as far as I don't understand anything. I think I'm too old to understand it all, but there we are. Here we are. But thank you very much to all of you for getting me to this stage of being a Twitch partner, which I understand from a few of the people I've talked to is actually quite a cool thing. Yay! I've got some internet points, as my son would say. What can I spend my internet points on? Nothing at all, Dad. Oh, okay then. Anyway, so it's a thing. It's a thing. Anyway, we are here. We are here in the Elite Dangerous Odyssey 3. No, Alpha 3. Is that right? Guaranteed stream rate conversion and more emotes. So I think I've understood what an emote is now. I've actually put some new emotes in. Look, so if you see the chat, you've probably seen them. And look, I've got a waffle emote. That's quite fun. That's just gotta have a waffle emote. I've also got that. I've even put in a Golf GTI one just for the retro fans. There we go. Look, you can see those or whether they work or not. I thought I had a little bit of fun making those. So I'm not quite sure how you get access to those. I just filled in all the slots, but there are some new emotes. So there you go. And there's a Cobra emote and there's various other stuff. So I'll try and add some more of those as I go along. But it's all stuff. Internet points, okay. So anyway, so thank you very much. Anyway, for those of you who have supported me and watched my streams for many years, it's very cool. Thank you very much indeed. It's good to have your company here. Anyway, tonight I have updated my copy of Elite Dangerous Odyssey Alpha 3, which is the new exploration-y bit. Now, I did actually play it last week with the attacky bit. Well, my son did actually, because. As per usual with combat-y stuff, I don't really know what I'm doing. But anyway, he did play the FPS stuff, and I had to go with it as well. And it was okay. I thought, my kind of reaction to it was it's not the sort of thing I'm going to want to do very much in Elite anyway. But I got dropped out of the bottom of a vulture. I thought that was quite exciting. I ended up in a a laser quest environment, shooting things. Is he shooting me? Am I shooting him? And I actually ended up winning. At least I think I ended up winning. At least I got to the end and I wasn't dead. And then I kind of, it all faded to black, and I got a thing saying you'd earned some credit, so I assumed I kind of won. But that was about as far as my interest went, really. It's not really my cup of tea. It was very gamey. Now, I know this is a slight incongruity here, because clearly Elite Dangerous is a game, so criticising it for being a bit gamey seems to be a bit unfair, doesn't it? Given it is in fact 100% a game, and it's supposed to be something that is fun to play. The only things I would say about the combat-y stuff that I kind of observed, and I'm not really an expert on FPSs as I've commented, is that, and I haven't really played an FPS since Doom, okay, in DOS mode, or maybe Quake. I think I played Quake a few times. Not really my cup of tea. And but it was, the thing is that there were these sort of zones. You know, a zone that was, I think it was blue, and then it went green, and then it went red, depending on whether it was being captured. It was very kind of like. But is that really how space combat would be? And I think it was a case of that's not kind of how space combat would be. If we're going to go and take over a settlement, let's go take over a settlement. Let's not worry about zones in the settlement that are just different coloured areas. Why can't we just go capture that building, you know, rather than having colours? It seemed very, very... you know, whereas Elite has always prided itself on a certain measure of realism, as opposed to sort of gamey things, those kind of zones didn't quite feel right. I'd rather just go, let's go attack that building, capture that building. That makes sense. Secure the docking bay, or secure the perimeter, or something like that. Okay, rather than sort of weird sort of capture the flag sort of dynamic, where it was just like hold this area of the map, which seemed a bit, I don't know, too gamey for Elite Dangerous. Maybe that was my thing. So I'm not sure. No, there probably isn't any Space Tea. Space Tea tends to be only a thing on Saturdays, I think. But anyway, so this is the exploration focused update. So let's get on with it. Okay, let's go on. Let's stop waffling. Let's stop waffling and go and actually do something. So here I am in the alpha now. This is Jenny Birmingham, by the way. Now Jenny does now have a private group. And I think I'm right in saying that I activated it because it's not using my normal save. Okay, so if you would like to join me in the group, you need to look up my current alpha commander name, Jenny Birmingham, who was named after my dearly departed crew of my Imperial Courier from Frontier Elite 2, where everybody was called Jenny. Commander Jenny Birmingham. If you want to find Commander Jenny Birmingham in game, then you may be able to kind of hook up with it if we find anything interesting to do. Okay. It's the same with the Space CZs, but how would you? Yeah, I know there are some problems with that. I don't know quite what the answer is. It's just having, I suppose, with the CZs, there isn't Lucky Luigi. There we are. Some friend. How do I answer friend requests when I'm in? I don't know how to do this. How do I answer friend requests when I'm in first person mode? Is there a, does it appear on here? I must admit I don't know how to do it. Now that's all just stuff, isn't it? Does it show up in here? Contact, is it maybe that? I don't know. How do I make it activate? There we are. No, that's something else. I don't know. Escape menu and social. Oh, you have to actually do it in the outside menu. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so I might do that. I might store a few of them up if that's all right, guys, because I see a few of you just sending me. Well, I was going to spend all evening doing that. No, sorry, I don't need to do that. Okay, so let's have a look around. Now, the first thing I wanted to check out, now this is something that I think has been bugging me slightly. Let's go over and have a look at this window. Okay, so we are in a, I can't remember if this is a Coriolis or an Orbis space station, but we're in a space station. We're in a building, okay, which to me looks like a fairly chunky building, okay? And I had a chat about this last time I was streaming, but so we are, according to visually, we are in a section of the station past the, you know, from the perspective of the entrance bay, past this first sort of motorway, circular motorway thing, and you can just see the other one. There you go. If we look straight up, we're between the first and second motorways. Okay, that's where this building is physically in the space station. Okay, Now, I would expect to be able to see this building on the outside, and I don't think it's there. Unless, so I'm that's the first thing I want to check, because that's been bugging me. Does this building actually exist when we go outside in our spaceship? Now, one of the things I have done, apart from these these mission providers, this stuff. Is this going to change for the Alpha? Do you think this is it? Because all these guys hanging around, it's like they look like they're having a conversation, but they're not actually. The lips aren't actually moving. There's no sounds to be heard. They're kind of hanging around in groups, and if you walk up to them, they don't react. They're just I'm literally just here nodding away. Oh, but I suppose actually she's turned around, but she's not really making eye contact. There's sort of, I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, sorry, the birds are not from Elite Dangerous, okay? The birds are from my room. So that's a bit weird. So, the mission givers obviously still have a little floating dialogue, and you can, that means you can talk to them. I don't really like the way they're kind of just hanging around. I still find that as a bit, I don't know, bit shifty. Anyway, so I have been to Pioneer. I have bought myself the suit. I can't remember what it's called. The exploration suit. Okay, the birds are outside the window. They'll probably go away in about a quarter of an hour. So that's the thing. So that's that. Okay. Nothing else here appears to have changed very much in the alphas. Can you switch that floating thing off? Not that I've found. No, it's a bit annoying. It's kind of too. I mean, you can see these guys are hanging around looking dodge. You don't need a sign above their head to say I'm a dodgy guy, or girl, of course, because there's plenty of them. So now the way you get this is nice. Okay, now you will have seen this obviously already, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's cool. Now I do have a Cobra Mk3 parked in the bay already, so. Let's go and see it. Okay, this is cool. This is very cool. I do like this. Now this is another thing I'm wondering if something else is coming here, because why do I need a menu when there's only one option? You can choose go to the hangar or not. I have bought the Artemis suit. Yes, I have bought the Artemis suit. Now the lifts take a little bit longer, which is kind of realistic. I'm not quite sure where the lift is going, but anyway, there we go. So here, this is very good. This is one of the first views you get. You actually get to see your ship, of course. Now we've seen the Adder, but the Adder's not very interesting. I mean, it is in the original game, but it's not the iconic ship. The Cobra Mk3 is, of course, the iconic ship, and this is kind of, you get to walk out and there it is. Okay, so it feels like it's a real thing, and so it is impressive to walk around. It's not really all that different from the third-person camera, to be honest. The only thing that you can do walking around that the third-person camera couldn't do is some of the proximity and walking underneath the ship. Now that is quite impressive, because it does give you a sense of scale. So if I walk around the back of the pad here, you can sort of see how big the Cobra is from a perspective of Commander Jenny. And there's actually a nice light there. That's quite good. So there's the shadow. She walked away. So she can easily walk under the. She's literally there, just ducking her head. Actually, she can't walk under that bit. That bit's too low, just near the undercarriage. But most of the ship she can walk under, and you get the impression of the size of the Cobra quite well. All right. So that is nice. I must admit, I did get quite a thrill, even at my age. And my jadedness from this game after all these years. I was thinking, this is the first time I've actually been able to walk up and walk around a Cobra Mk3 and get a sense of the ship from the ground. And it's a big thing, isn't it? I mean, you're looking at this. I mean, it must be, if Jenny is, I don't know, 5'6" or something, that has got to be 40 feet high, at least. And it's bigger. It's way bigger than a house. It's a lot bigger. Even the Sidewinder is bigger than a house. This is a big thing. Okay. It's not a small ship at all. This is a big chunky thing. I mean, you can see a pair of ladders there, which is a shame. Of course, you can't do anything with. But there's a door at the back, which I think has always been there, but I've never really noticed it. You've got these huge, great big metal you know, I don't know what they are, thrust vectors or something for the engines, which is maybe the way the Cobra steers in space, which of course doesn't make any sense, but hey. But you know, the graphics have been improved such that the ship really does look like a big thing. Interesting enough, these little triangles here at the back of the ship were the smallest detail that was rendered on the original Elite Cobra wireframe of 1984. They do look a bit like shutters, don't they? But I'm not sure. I don't know if they ever close up. I mean, here in the docking bay would be the point at which they would close, isn't it? But they seem to stay open. You've got a heat vent here, and I don't know what those little triangles were for. In the original game, we always kind of assumed they were little supplementary engines, but they don't appear to be engines. It just appears to have the two main thrusters. But you can walk under the hull, and there's that sense of, you know, just running your fingers underneath the hull. Yeah, this is my ship. I think I have to manually add you. Okay, let me just give that a try. A few people have just tried that. I thought I'd set. It's only got one. How do I add you then? Oh, I have to manually do it. Well, that's not very fun. Invite to private group. There we go. I'll try that then. That's a bit naff, isn't it? But anyway, let's go there. Let's see if that works. Okay. So yeah. So you know, here's a perspective on the Cobra that we don't normally get. I can set it to be automatic in these settings, can I? Groups. I've got 2 members now. Manage group. Okay, automatically approve requests, all players. Okay, so maybe I just need to do that for the moment, because it doesn't really matter in the alpha. Okay, I'll leave it like that. Hopefully that'll do the job. Okay, so you know, we can see the undercarriage. That's quite nice. You know, you get a sense of scale of the ship, which is very good, and you can kind of see the thruster points and how big the ship is. There's lots of little details which of course you couldn't see before. So there's, I don't know, there's a vent there. You know, there's I don't know what they do, little MacGuffins basically on the ship for reasons, just to make it look a bit more interesting. But you know, they've gone through this and added a few little bits and pieces. Now, of course, the biggest disappointment is this wretched thing here. It's this, like, what's that? It's like a teleport to get on the ship, you know, especially on the Cobra, and especially on some of the other ships that are like this. I mean, you go there and you look up and you're just like, I just want to go up there, please. Please, Frontier, just let me walk up the stairs. I can't walk up the stairs and see the ship. I don't know, it's a lot of work to do, you know, interiors and all that sort of stuff, but you know, that just feels cruel to me. So, you know, but, you know, here we are actually standing in the same shuttle bay as a Cobra Mk3. That's never really happened before. You can, like you say, you can get a sense of the scale of it, which is a nice thing. This is good. Okay, so, you know, it's a step in the right direction. I don't know what they were thinking with this, but I mean, even a lift that came down and you walked into the lift and it went up and then you were at the back of the cockpit, that would have been good enough, kind of. Or just map this bit to the cockpit. I don't know, maybe because you've got to do it with so many ships, maybe it's just impossible, but just it's just sad. I gotta go up there. To be honest, even if you went to those doors, walked into a blackened room, and then that was the fade to black transition, that would kind of be okay, because at least you could walk down the ramp, right? But you can't walk down the ramp. Yeah, even if there was a tiny little room at the top there, and then you could watch the ramp fold up. Yeah, I don't know. This is a disappointment. This is one of the biggest disappointments so far in the alpha to me, that they think this is okay, and maybe it'll come in some further iteration of Odyssey. But hey, anyway, let's board the ship, and you get this board thing, and it's, you know, like I say, it's just fade to black. A shame. Now this 2 menu here. Now I'm currently in the Maverick suit, so I actually need to change my loadout, don't I? Manage loadouts. Oh, that's interesting. It hasn't. Where's my? I thought I'd bought the suit. That's weird. It appears I haven't. Okay, I better go back and get the right suit then. I could have sworn I bought that earlier on, unless something reset. Oh well, we'll go back and get the right suit in that case. I don't like these hands appearing in my field of view. That just feels old. Again, interacting with the lift where there's only one menu item. I like the double doors though. That's changed since the original Alpha, hasn't it? You can hear footsteps. I must admit, I've got the audio on my machine turned down quite a lot way, so it doesn't give me any feedback, so I'm not hearing that. But there are sort of footfalls there, are there? Okay, that's... I don't know what she was doing. Is that a player? Is that just an NPC doing something very strange? Maybe some sort of space calisthenics, I don't know. Are you how would you know if you were a player or not? I'm not sure what she... I don't think she'll probably think I'm stalking her. I don't know what's going on over there. She's a moonwalker. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, right, let's go and interact. So I'm looking. I could have sworn I bought a suit, but anyway, maybe I didn't. I need an Artemis suit, do I not? Yes. Buy suit. Okay, confirm. Super Protect Artemis suit purchased. I also want to buy some consumables, I think. Okay, so let's buy some energy. I can't buy more than one for some reason. No, only one at a time. I guess that's a bug, because it's got an arrow but it's not letting me do it. Okay. So that's good. Now, okay, so you say I can alter my loadout. How do I do that? Where do you do the loadouts in first person? It's not here, is it? No. So where do you go for the loadout? I know you can do it in the ship. So okay, let's go back to the ship. It's a terminal. Okay, let's go to a terminal. That makes sort of sense, I suppose. Edit loadout. Perfect. Okay. Create a loadout. And I have bought I bought 2 Artemis suits now. Oh, well, never mind. I can go back and sell one. Okay, so primary weapon is. Well, can I still carry a weapon? Okay, well, let's carry a laser weapon then. Secondary weapon. Oh well, there we go. So it's got a profile analyzer in it. Let's call that on explore. Okay, so actually I can go back and, not that I need to at the moment. I did buy a suit, but I forgot to load out. Okay, so I've got the loadout. Good. Right, thanks for that. Good tip. So she's still there? Yeah. I think that's definitely a bug. She's giving me an eyeball as well. That she's sort of following me around the room. She's we mustn't make fun of bugs. Okay, it's an alpha. Right. Anyway, here we go. So first sight of the Cobra Mk3, that gets a huge thumbs up for me. Okay, so it is nice to go and see the Cobra. It really is nice to go and see the Cobra. That is something that we have waited a very long time to go and see, and you know we can see it here. In fact, it's even better down on the planet's surface because we can actually jump on top of it and you know, do things that you wouldn't really do with your prior spaceship because you might scratch the paint. Right, so the next thing I suppose we've got to try and find a planet to go and explore on. So let's go and check that thing, because somebody in the chat mentioned that you can see the building. So I'm quite, now we're back to a more friendly UI. Lots of things appear interesting. I won't show you a great deal about this, but this stuff has changed beyond recognition. If you go into outfitting, for example, I was like, whoa, where did everything go? Because this is, I mean, it's now a lot less text, which I suppose is kind of good. But I must admit, I'm not sure if it's different. Is it better? I'm not entirely sure. This yellow, I think, means equipped. And you know, the default orange means there's nothing in that slot. So yellow now implies there's something there, which I suppose sort of makes sense. Although green would be a more obvious choice. Maybe green's not a good colour for colour blindness or something. I've got an empty compartment there. I haven't really done much with this Cobra. It has got a scarab on board, so it's just very, very default, because I'm not going to waste any time outfitting it, because you know it's an alpha. So, you know, some of the stuff is the same, but this is sort of a mix between the old Fleet Carrier menu and the original menu. So everything has changed in the menus. Everything has changed in the menus across the entire board. You know, this is different because you've now got extra ranks in there. There's other stuff on here. A lot of it's still familiar. You know, you've got your storage, which I think is now things that I found whilst on foot, I think. So consumables, I've got loads of energy cells now, and stuff, other stuff there I picked up on my voyages around in the Alpha. And then these things I think are they're now called assets, okay, and there are goods. I don't know what goods are. So storage, I mean, storage in inventory. Inventory is a list of things that you're carrying. That's what the word means. And storage is a list of things that you're carrying. Okay, so inventory and storage are, it's like, okay, so green is not a good, I don't know, is green a good colour? I'm not colourblind, so I don't know what a good colour is. So anyway, so storage and all these things here, consumables are things that we need, which obviously we can buy. Assets are, that to me is almost certainly yet another engineering currency, okay, so you're going to have to go and find a whole stack load of really weird stuff in order to make other stuff, okay, but we know that's coming. Data, I guess, is going to be very like, well, there's another data there, okay, so we've got, that's sort of a bit complicated. So we've got inventory data, which is stuff you get from space. Okay, and then you've got storage data, which is stuff that you don't get from space. That's about as clear as I can make it. I think that's how it's going to work. So that's not very clear, is it? But anyway, so there we go. So that's this is all sort of okay. There's an extra tab there, and there's ground-based engineering stuff to find, and there's space-based engineering stuff to find, and they're kept on separate tabs. I think that's how it's going to work. So anyways, let's. Enough for the menus. Let's launch. This bit's still kind of the same. Oh, we're now in a team with Commander Aussie. Oh, it's a team, not a wing. Interesting. Okay, well there we go. If they've never been bothered about colour blindness, no, it's a bit strange. Now this is the thing. Now actually, so hang on, let me just neutralise the speed. We launched here. Look how far away from where we were. You know, so the place we were in as a on-foot commander was between the second and the first and second circular motorway things. Okay, our ship has departed from the back of the bay in this case, so that lift definitely moved, didn't it? From wherever it went, it's definitely moved. Okay, now this is the bit that I haven't quite sussed. So the little lounge place, you know, the departure lounge, has to be between these two rings here, okay, these two motorway rings. Now you tell me where it is, because I had to look earlier on and I can't see it. You know, there's a landing pad there, that is a sort of docking, but there is nothing here that I can see that has any windows in it that are looking up. So where is the place, okay, where we were? Does it actually exist? Because it should be between these two motorway rings. You won't see it unless you're really looking for it. So where is it? I mean, it's not that small that it's inconsequential. Is it that small? It felt like a fairly chunky place. But I don't see anything that looks even vaguely like it there. So I'm going to go back. Am I pointing at it? Is that it? that thing there across, but it can't be this building that's straddling the motorway, because we can see the motorway from the windows. Okay, so where is it? Is it that's a cargo slot. It has to be overlooking, unless that's it. Is that it there with the twos on it? Is that it there? I'm going to fly down and have a look. Is that it? Is that tiny little building there? Oh, somebody else has got a Cobra 2. Excellent. Is that it? Okay, so somebody else has shown me. So maybe this is it. Okay. Thanks for the advice there. So that's it there, is it? Okay, so it's not actually rendered from the outside, which, I mean, it just looks black, doesn't it? I wonder if I'm sitting here. Oh, you can actually, no, there we go. It's actually, now it is rendering. There it is. So you can actually see it. Okay, cool. So if I switch my lights on. Why is that Cobra sitting there? If you get close, you can see it. Woo, not that close. Ouch. Ooh, that looks like I've set off a firework. Okay, so you can, you can actually, and there are people walking around. So that is literally it. You can't get that much closer than that, because it's probably wondering why that Cobra is doing that. Okay, so that's literally it. Okay, so let's back off and get a sense of the scale there. It is actually a really small building, isn't it? Oh, I was thinking it'd be a bit bigger than that. Okay, well, that's an interesting sense of scale then, isn't it? And I've got to get out of the station in 2 minutes. I will get shot to pieces. Good point. Okay. And there was Sleepy Pete in the window. Good old Sleepy Pete. Right, let's get out into space then. Okay, so that's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. I hadn't realised that was a thing. That it was that small. So let's get out into space. Now, any suggestions on where we should go looking for explorationary stuff? There are other commanders here, so that's good. Any suggestions on where we should go to go and see exploration? I mean, where are we? We're in the Adityan system. There's probably some planets here. Moons with atmospheres. Now, okay, so this is the next thing. The system map. Okay, I mean, now this is getting seriously overloaded to my way of thinking. I mean, I know this is a busy system, but what? So, what does the gold mean? Does that mean it's? Does that now mean it's landable, or does that mean it's mapped? And then you've got, some of them have an atmosphere circle around them, but that doesn't seem to mean a thin atmosphere. Now, this large circle always used to mean a landable planet. Well, now that gold has disappeared, so maybe that was just rendering. The sword icon indicates a conflict zone. Okay, that sort of makes sense. This is landable planet with civilization. This is landable planet without surface ports. Which ones? How do I know if it's got an atmosphere? Is it? Is it like this? So these are planets. Okay, does that make sense? So this is a planet that has an atmosphere, but I can't land on it. And this is a planet with an atmosphere that I can land on and has a city or a facility of some kind. This one is a planet I can land on, which has an atmosphere but doesn't have any civilizations, I think. So landable planets with an atmosphere will always have the landable icon and the blue sphere. Okay, right, gotcha. Okay, so basically these ones are still off limits, but they're showing that they've got an atmosphere of some kind. Right, that makes sense. Okay, so what I really, in order to find biological stuff, what I really want is a planet, probably like this one here, which is landable and has an atmosphere. Is that right? So is this and this hold is very annoying. So I don't know how far away that's going to be. I bet that's like 6 billion light seconds away. How far away is it? Yeah, well, 34,000 light seconds. That's not outrageously bad. But anyway, let's go there and see what we can find. And not too far. Planet A9b has something on it. Does planet B12b have something on it? Oh, hang on. Planet A9b has something on it and not too far in supergrid. Okay, maybe we should go there then. Let's find that one. Which one's... So yeah, this now I get a loading screen for something. Thank you. Yes, yeah, thank you very much for the congratulations on being a Twitch partner. Yes, that was not. Yeah. So A9. Okay. So A. What did you say? A9. A9B. A9B. That's that one. Okay, A9B, which has a conflict zone, but we're not going to go to the conflict. Okay, so it's landable, does have a civilization, but we can go somewhere else. Okay, let's go there. Let's try that, because that's not going to be quite so far away. Okay, sorry about those who might have already jumped into Super Cruise. Oop, landing gear. Right, there we go. See if we can get this. So yeah, thank you for the follows, and thank you for the congratulations. I do appreciate the whole Twitch partner thing came as a bit of a shock this week, so that was really good. Next door to Farissa Biological, but don't land at the site itself. Docking first, and then we'll head over. Brilliant. Okay, if you're in the game, then do feel free to see if you can join us, and we can have some fun. Hopefully, if it works. Let's see how it goes. A few, the lighting has changed a little bit. Everything does look a little bit better. One thing I particularly liked here, actually, is the new frame shift drive from the perspective of the other ship's visibility. You see these little, they're kind of like, well, I can't point them out with the mouse because I haven't got the mouse at the moment, but there is may I introduce myself, Valeri, mercenary and assassin. Hello, Sharon Valeri. But the other ships in Super Cruise have this nice little squashed light now. You remember they used to have that odd comet thing? I never liked that. It always looked tacky and unrealistic. So these ones I think are nice and subtle. I think they're rather good. I think that's definitely an improvement. I like that. So that gets a thumbs up. Does the chat stuff still work? Yes. I'm I'm just a humble trader. My grandparents, my grandmother flew on an imperial courier out of Akinar. There we go. In context. There have been some nice little graphical tweaks. Things have definitely improved there. I think that's definitely a good thing. They definitely need some optimization. My graphics card does tend to melt a little bit. That's the thing that's coming, isn't it? Obviously, but the stars look more realistic as well. I suppose they definitely look smaller. There's less atmosphere, sort of background nebulary stuff going on, isn't it? I don't know which part of the galaxy we're actually in. In fact, I'm just going to fly around in a circle for a moment, because that's something. There's a nebula over there, which I assume is the Magellanic Clouds. There's the Milky Way. So it's all a little bit darker, isn't it? I mean, so they have changed the lighting. So they've de-emphasized the backdrop a little bit, I think. It's not quite so in your face as it was. It's definitely subtler, which is probably slightly more realistic, I would say. Well, I haven't jumped around the stars much to see whether they've changed the lighting from the perspective of the different star colours, that sort of thing. So we'll find out about sort of thing in time. On the GTX 950, the graphics are dreadful. So I'm running this is a GTX 1070 I've got, an i7 PC. I am currently, let's just check out what graphics settings I am running on, because I can't remember. I think I had to tweak it down a little bit. I'm running on, actually no, I'm running on Ultra at the moment. So so far so good. In space, let's put the frame counter on. There we are. I'm getting 60 frames per second, which is locked to my monitor, so I'm not having any trouble in space. That seems good. Oh, that's interesting. Look, the color, the orientation of the hyperspace trajectory stays the same at all times, which sort of implies it's a HUD effect rather than something that's actually really out there, if that makes sense. Because if it was really out there, they wouldn't rotate when I rotated my ship. So it's almost like they're a visual artifact. I don't know. That's a bit weird. Anyway, we're coming up on A-Ditchy and A9B. Now, I believe in order to track things on the surface, I've got to do some scanning with is it the DSS? I think it's the DSS. The surface scanner Dubry. So here's the planet. Right, I'm in range. So let's switch to the scanner. Okay, so we're in the right mode. It says I only need 2 probes for this world, so let's fire a couple of probes, see how well that works. That's still the same mechanism. Let's see what it does this time. Okay, somebody else has sent some probes there as well. By the way, right, scanning is coming in. Right, oh, okay, it's gone. Okay, so I got my efficiency bonus. Now there's something else. So we've got notable signals: 6 biological and 5 human. The planet is just gone green, which is interesting. And there's a signals filter at the top of the screen. So what does that mean? Surface scanner debris. Yes, that's apologies for the technical terms, my friends. So okay, so I can filter for different types of life, although it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Tubous towers, tussock, all, bacterial colonies, concha, fungoids, osseous. Okay, so no, none of them seem to be making any difference to the screen at all. Signal filters will help, but they don't seem to do anything. Maybe I need to get a bit closer to the planet. Let's try that first. Let's get into closer range. So it's just that's really odd. It just looks like they've forgotten to put I can see, actually there is, I'm just looking at the monitor, I don't know if you guys can see, there is a little bit of texture there, but it's not very obvious. So if I change this filters, no, that doesn't seem to do anything. Osseous is the only thing. So, and there don't seem to be any, there's no POIs that I can see. How do I pick them up on the old contacts tab? I bet I'm going to crash the planet if I'm not careful. Do I pick them up on the contacts tab? No. Navigation? So how do I... They just said this is bugged. Oh, is it bugged? Ah. Oh, that's a nuisance. Oh yeah, look at it. It's kind of just... Well, there's the botanical site. Okay. Okay, so let's... Okay, so when we're in analysis mode, all we get is green, which isn't very helpful. So that's presumably the scanner's not working. Okay, so... The planet is bugged for scanning. Okay, so that's a problem. So we can maybe go down near... I'm going to go and lock on to Commander Aussie then, because it looks like that might be somewhere where it's just worth having a look. Okay, that's a shame. I mean, it's an alpha, isn't it? Okay, green means go. There's good stuff down there somewhere. Okay, let's stay in orbit for a moment. Let's get over where Aussie is. There we go. Whoops. Oh, Commander Aussie's down there. And boom. Okay, Aussie's over there. Let's go down on the surface. Got to be a bit careful, else I'll drop out of cruise. Is there anything down here? Ooh, careful there. I just knocked myself. What's happening? Yeah. Okay, glycol. Oh, I've got G-Force X enabled, I think. Okay, so some planets are bugged, some planets aren't. Okay, well let's get down on the surface then and see if there's anything. So we can't really use that to find stuff at the moment, which means we're going to be needle in a haystack, really, doesn't it? Let's go down on the plains, because that seems to be the most likely place that we might find some stuff. Okay, I can see my shadow on the ground. Let's take a look on the surface. Is there... I don't know if we'll be able to eyeball anything from the ship. You can see the trees from flight. Okay. Oh, look, there's some stuff down there. Literally saw some. Come on, slow down. I just literally saw some. There was something over there. Look, there's some white sticky up things. definitely over there. I think we overflew something as well. Is there something over here? Look, I think, look, that looks to me like some mushroomy things over there. I think that's what I spotted from orbit. So let's, there's definitely something there. Can we land? Yeah, look, there's some stuff. There's some space stuff to go and investigate and prod. Let's see if we can land somewhere near here. Because there's definitely some space stuff. There's some sciencey stuff to do. Now, is there an auto landing? Somebody said something. I haven't found. Where's the auto landing thingy? Is that in menu 2? Where would the auto lander be? And I'm not in the right suit according to that still. Right, I want there. Let's have that one. Right, I've got the. How do I do the? If you have auto dock, gear down. I don't know. Maybe I haven't got it as an option on the ship. Was that a module I had to buy? Under ship in the right hand panel. Crew SRV usage, gunner access, self-destruct. That's probably a bad thing. Landing gear retracted, night vision. Maybe I don't have it. Okay, maybe I think I got rid of the docking computer because, like, I mean, who needs a docking computer, right? Okay, so I'm gonna have to land manually. That's okay. That looks like a flat spot just about there. He's just going in way too fast. Okay, can I land here? There we go. Okay, so that looks good. All right, we're down. Yes, we have. Yeah. Oh, next panel down. Never mind. Or maybe I'll try that next time. Supercruise assist, hyperspace dethrottle, interface brightness, orbit lines, several icons, pre-flight checks. Don't see anything there on autopilot. So who needs? I mean, yeah. I mean, who needs a docking computer, right? I mean, come on. Right. Okay. So Commander Sharon is joining me on the surface. There's a few flat spaces about. So maybe if you're around, we can go and look. Now we've got a bit of an atmosphere here. So disembark. Okay, so there you go. There's your that's your Neil Armstrong moment. Okay, it's not. But my team, or what was my wing, shows up on my HUD now, which is quite interesting. So there's somebody. So, you know, it's quite I mean, sorry for using the word atmospheric, but it is quite atmospheric. I mean, where's my ship actually? Has it taken off? Where's my ship gone? Oh, you can't just. I didn't dismiss my ship. Where's my ship gone? My ship has decided to go. Where's my ship gone? That's a bit disconcerting, isn't it? I didn't send it off, did I? That's Commander Aussie. Don't squish me, Commander Aussie. Okay, so my ship appears to have looks like it bugged out. Did it? Somebody stole my ship. It does kind of feel that way. I'm not quite sure what happened there. That was odd. Anyway, there's some space stuff. Okay, so there are some. You know, we're assuming these are life forms. They certainly look somewhat organic. And someone's coming out. There's Commander Aussie. Look, so here we are for the first time. Two people. Let me get a screen here. There we are. Look, there's. Let's just arsing about. So there we go. Look at that. There we are. We have met in space in Odyssey. How about that? That's quite good. We're just hanging around as you do. So yeah, well that's cool. Actually, to be honest, this isn't a bad test because what this is showing here is that the instancing does. I mean, I'm being very cautious here, but the instancing does seem to be better, doesn't it? I mean. Look, there's ships flying about, there's crew interacting, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting I'm not getting a laggy effect at the moment, at least. Yeah, these things seem to be operating in pretty good real time. So there's Commander Aussie and Commander Mk3 Featherhair's just wandered off. Lucky Luigi's somewhere about. I don't know where he is. So yeah, so maybe where's he gone? He's running around. That's working quite well. Okay, that's working quite well. So that's good. Right, so let's go over to these space things and see if we can do some science. Okay. So presumably we have to get a tool out. Okay, so that's the energy link. That's the profile analyzer, and this is the genetic sampler. Okay, so here we go. Ready to sample, so it says. So okay, is it mouse control? Okay, so now everything's gone green, and I'm still ready to. So that was the first mouse click. Okay. What do I do? Do I press and hold? No, that's sort of just doing a scan. Is there a... Oh, hang on that. Oh, hang on there. So right mouse button. Right, okay, so what does that mean? Oh, have I got so have I got to align the spinny inner bit with the outer bit? And how do I stop it? Oh, okay. I have to do that with the right mouse. Okay, so it starts spinning after the right click, and then you have to align it with the right click. So what I'm presuming you're doing is I've got to align the spinning circles with and time it right. So this is using my old manic miner skills. Okay, and I'm gonna have to first time out. Okay, so I partially sampled a Conker renibus. Sample unavailable, insufficient genetic diversity. So presumably I've got that was, I mean, okay, so that was a funny little mini game, wasn't it? 3 spinning circles of doom. I mean, the manic miner skills from my Spectrum days of jumping around things and timing jumps. Got that nailed. Is there not way? Is that what we're going to have to do to sample? So what do I have to do now? I've got to get more than one sample. But why wouldn't I just scan something and take the samples back to the ship? It's an odd. I mean, and that's an odd skill-based spinny thing to do. Isn't it? Anyway, so okay, so how do I find another one? Oh, now everything's changed colour. So what does that mean? Okay, so I've got blue and purple. Oh, then it fades out. So if it's another grind. I don't know what does it mean. Okay, so that's like, it's kind of mining, isn't it? Yeah, someone's already said that. Mining for plants, Cadman 100. Yeah, it's exactly that, isn't it? It's like the it's the mining scanner. So am I looking? What am I looking for now? Am I looking for another? Well, I mean, this was one of the things that we looked at. So that's a sample unavailable, insufficient genetic diversity. So that's sort of implying that I need to find another one. I need another group of the same species from another place. Well, I've got to go somewhere else on the planet. So can I sample another thing while I'm here then? Okay, so I can sample multiple plants. All right. Oh, hang on. Not quite sure what he did there. Okay, so I get this again. So now I'm sampling a different plant. Oh, I'm a boss at this. Oh, I missed it. Oh, it goes back to the it goes back to the previous level. Oh, yes, skills. Okay, okay, so that's a different thing. Now, is there a third type of creature here, or thing? I don't think that. Well, is that one different? Yeah, that one's different. That one's got a sticky out bit. Okay, so that seems to change the sample, and that's the. I don't really like this. This is again, it's too gamey. I mean, what does this mean? Oh, but I'm good at it. I mean, okay. Conquer Renibus was the same thing as last time, wasn't it? Okay, so I've got to. And this presumably is telling me something, but I'm not sure what. This is the problem. What is it telling me? This color coding. I don't understand. This is. Yes, I mean, if I was hoping to be sort of sampling some DNA or sampling some, I don't know, chemicals or biological trace elements or, you know, that is, I don't know what, I mean, there's those colours are just a spinny, it's just a little game, isn't it? It's not very good. I was hoping this would be a bit better. That is a bit disappointing. I'm not sure what these colours mean. That's just not working now. So when you get, hang on a minute. That one's now saying ready to sample. Is that the same thing as we've sampled before? Because that's one of those. No, this UI is not. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so this has got like a sort of frequency thing. Oh, missed it. Too early that time. Why would science-y stuff require you to have this sort of weird dexterity skill check? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, so that's saying 1 of 3 again. So how do I get more than 1 of 3? Purple can sample, cyan already sample. Ah, that's what that means. Okay, so there's no purple can sample, cyan already sampled. Okay, so but this doesn't seem to be helping the progression of our man. Is our character is swapping the. So this is a bit irritating actually. This is because if you get it wrong, you have to wait for the spin thing to spin around again. And I'm doing it badly wrong now. I think I'm anticipating it. There's a slight lag there actually between the mouse press and the thing. You're having to anticipate that a bit. I keep resetting. Okay, how am I? Yeah, I'm reset. How do I not reset then? So I've scanned that one. How do I not reset? Do I have to do all 3 in the right go? I don't understand what I've got to do. Once you've sampled, you need to look for greens only. Otherwise, you start again. Oh, so this means you've just got to run around hoping to find something. Of course, presumably greens are going to be really, really hard to find. It would seem to be the case. Hope I didn't mind you scanning there. This is like mining, isn't it? This is mining on the ground, really, in the sense of it's an asteroid which has got core materials which is hard to locate. And there's nothing green here that I can see. It's all cyan. And then after a while it's going to fade away, isn't it? Further away from the last scan increases the chance of being good, but the site isn't very big. There aren't many. Let's try and game it a little bit then. Let's choose one of these things that's like really, really far away from anything else. Let's try this one. Let's reset, because these ones are nice and obvious. So okay, so we're resetting here. That's some sort of sample container, which does sort of make sense. No, I don't like this, I'm afraid. A skill-based... See, this is going to get annoying, surely. Yeah, there's definitely a small lag in this. It's not correct. There we go. It's more instinct. I'm playing it by instinct. I'm definitely playing it by manic minor instinct. Right, so Odysseus Pomus. Right, so let's walk a long way, scanning, and hope we can find. Although we've got to find 3, haven't we? And I wonder realistically how many. I mean, these things are graphically are quite nice, to be honest. I think they look good. You know, there's lots of detail on them, and you know they're quite nicely rendered, and you can see through them. And there's background detail and stuff, which is good. The actual life forms. I mean, they're not very plausible, I don't think. Could things like this evolve on a planet like this? I mean, there's what do they eat? What's their reproductive cycle? What you know? I mean, we don't know, of course, and it is a game. But oh, I've got a green one. Look, is that? That's obviously it. A green one. We found a green one. Right. What do I do now? There we go. Got to get quite close. Ready to sample. So then you presumably play this game again. No. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. Is that going to be 2 of 3? 2 of 3. There we go. I don't know what the answer to this is. I mean, if you ask me, what should they have replaced? What should they have done here with this sampler? That would, you know, because you want to have some. You've got to have some skill in it. I get that. I do get that. So let's go back in this direction. See if we can find another green one. Let's at least do one round of this, if we can here. What will I replace this with? Well, it's difficult. I mean, you know, if we were really out in space and we found a new life form, I would be wanting to bag up a sample. I'd be wanting to use some sort of cutting tool, maybe, or maybe like a syringe or something to take a, you know, or a little knife to scrape a sample off and put it in a bag. That's what I assumed this tool was going to do. It was going to be like a sort of very low-powered laser cutting device that would take a biological sample from this thing and store it in maybe that little bottle that we've got there. And then maybe, I don't know, take it back to the ship for analysis, or yeah, the thing is, I don't know what that little game is doing. It just seems to be there to give us something to do. It's not doing anything obviously sciencey. Is that one green? Almost green. No, it's cyan, isn't it? Come on, give me another greeny thing. We might have to walk a little bit further away. There's some over there, actually, look, which looks like a long way off. I don't know. There are some down the plane. So, oh, there's some over there, which are out of range of the scanner. Okay, let's go over the difficult landscape. The landscapes look good. The landscapes look good. Oh, where's my? There's a button. There we are. And we've got a little jetpack, which is quite nice. This exploration suit has much longer lasting battery, which is much better. Okay, there we go. So now we're getting green. So okay, it is a distance thing. So if we scan this last one, then frame rate on my PC is not suffering too badly. You have to get quite close. There, FPS 42. So that's okay. This bit is just, I mean, what's it doing? I bet you this is going to be the same for everything we scan. I'm pretty good at that though. Right, so sample. Hang on, sample unavailable, insufficient. It says I got something redeemable there though. Does that show up in my? Oh, I can't access my. Looks like Sharon has got back into a space, into her SRV, which is quite cool. So, okay, so now we know how that works. Let's do another one. Let's do this. Let's do at least 2. Okay, so again I get that thing. So basically at the moment the exploration gameplay for life forms is going to be getting 3 of these spinny things. From different locales. I mean I can understand the different locales. That sort of makes sense, I suppose. There's some more over that way. I quite like the jetpack. It's only little bursts, isn't it? Oh, now I've run out of jetpack power. It doesn't last very long, so presumably you're going to be able to engineer more jetpacky thrust, I'm guessing. So that's the thing. I can run as well. Right, let's scan. The scanner's only got a limited range, of course. There's green ones. Okay, so let's get one that's. Okay, so that's maybe 100 meters, 200 meters is as far as you need to go. There we go. Ready to sample. So you just get this little game each time. Yeah, I'm a boss at that. That's giving me no challenge at all now. That's the Manic Miner generation. I'm good at those sort of games. Okay, so let's look for some greeny things. Let's take at least 2 samples back with us to the space station and see how that actually works. It's kind of relaxing. It kind of works. It should appear to be anything green here at all. Oh, there's some more. Come on, give me something green. I need now the train's getting rough. There's some more over there, but that's a long way off. I've got 2 though, haven't I? So maybe I'm just going to do a long distance. That looks like very rough terrain over there though. It's being a bit mean to me, isn't it? Maybe there's more up where Aussie is. But, let's go and have a look over there. Because the train is a tough thing, so you're going to have to bear that in mind when wandering around, I think. You're not removing material from the plant. Yeah, I was going to say that it's a sample container, isn't it? So you'd expect it to be taking an actual sample, where it seems to be scanning is what it visually appears to be doing, because it's just rotating. I mean, it looks to be honest, it looks very much like a Dyson vacuum cleaner. Jetpack. Let's Julia Birdman the hell out of here. So the jetpack doesn't last very long, unfortunately. Okay, so are there any more in this direction that I can? I don't think there's any more plant things over there. Unfortunately, so I may have to make a long detour. I'm going to go down there. I can see other people are heading that direction, so now it would be nice if somebody could give me a lift on their SRV. But oh, hang on, there's more. There are more. I can see a few people bouncing around down there, so let's go down there. It looks like Commander Mika, who's left their. Oh no, they're in their SRV. Shame otherwise I could have jumped in there. Yeah, so there aren't. I don't know. It's not doing what I kind of expected it to do. It. So that's okay. So at least now we know how it works. So we need another green thing. There are some more a bit further on. Come on, not quite in range yet. I'm not quite sure what I expected. I'm trying to temper my criticism here with what would I do differently. And I'm a bit of a loose end as to what I would do to replace it, because I just sort of expected a bit more imagination. I think with there's another field of things down there. I kind of was hoping that we'd get another green thing, but chasing green things is going to be a thing. I think we're on the side of a hill here. It's still not showing up. None of these creatures are showing up as green. Can I run? I can, won't I? The landscape is quite good. Oh, there's the, and then it sort of recharges a bit, I'm guessing. Yeah, there we go. So you can sort of use it at an angle to build up a bit of momentum. I hope there's some more of those things down this way. Otherwise that's going to be a bit of a waste of time, isn't it? Those ones look actually different. I'm not sure they're the same life form as before. I'm not sure. Yeah, what if sampling a plant gave you a little piece of a genome? Yeah, something like that. I mean, maybe if you got like, a sequence of DNA. I mean, you could say, well, okay, we need multiple samples from different sites to get the entire genome sequence, or something like that. That would make more sense than that little spinny thing. I mean, even the FSS, the little frequency slider thing. I mean, that's a bit gamey, but it kind of makes sense in the sense it's got like a frequency dial that you're tuning in to try and find things. I didn't think that was too bad. Okay, right, we're in a flat area now. These things aren't the same, are they? Is this going to be maybe we can get an extra sample here. Jetpack flying is a thing. Oh no, hang on, there are some of the same ones, so that's good. Okay, so with a bit of luck we'll be able to pick up a green. There we go. Look, there's a green thing, so we can get that. And then there's extra things here. There's tall spiky things. The other thing I'm wondering is, okay, so how many of these, because these planty things are going to, looking at them, they're quite nicely done. So how long before these get a bit samey? Because we've seen them all. I mean, are Frontier going to... No, I'm not doing very well now. This one's too slow. I'm anticipating it. No, there's definitely a lag there. It's an odd sort of lag. Mucked it up. I was getting good at it. Now I'm getting rubbish at it. Yes, that's... I don't quite know how to explain it. It's not quite keyboard input lag. It just feels odd. You have to time it. You have to anticipate it. Right, that one's complete. Okay, brilliant stuff. Right, so everybody else has turned up as well. Let's do this tall thing if we can get close enough to it. Looks like sort of space bamboo, doesn't it? Well, now it's spinning the other way, just for a bit of variety. There you go. Look, it's going the other way around. I just kind of wanted a little bit. I know it's a game. Odyssey so far seems to have been more gamey than the rest of Elite has been. I don't know. Is that unfair? I'm not sure. I mean, it's quite diverting, and these fields of plants do look actually really rather nice. Although I don't think anything here. I mean, maybe they are. Are they the same graphic? There's definitely varieties of things, and there's small versions, and it's actually quite thick here, isn't it? I've got to be careful I don't get lost. Try and find my... I could easily get stuck in here. if I'm not careful. I need to kind of move. See, yeah, I can't fit through there. So it is possible to get yourself. Probably my best strategy actually is to run around the edges, isn't it? Let's try that. Because I want one of these. There we go. These ones are green. There we go. So that's good. This forest is big enough to allow me to see. And that plant, yeah, makes the spinny thing rotate in a different direction. Oops. Okay, so if you fail 3 times, it resets. But why would a science tool? This is the bit I can't do it in reverse. And my skills, I've lost my special skills. Why would a science tool need you to? I can't do it in backwards. This is really weird. I can't do it. I can't do it anti-clockwise. That's really odd. I'm not sure if that's the input lag or something. It seems to be jumping very slightly. Yeah, you have to do it before it's actually there. That's all. That's what's. Yeah, you have to almost. Yeah, you're definitely clicking in advance of it actually being on target. So I don't know if that's lag or maybe a graphics thing or a keyboard input thing. You have to anticipate it slightly to make it work. Okay, so we're not. Let's go down the bottom of this thing. But yeah, building up a DNA sequence. You know, seeing the base pairs. You know, maybe discovering something that wasn't DNA based or carbon based. Yeah, that could be quite cool. Am I going to enjoy doing this a lot? Depends on my mood, I think. Sometimes I will, because it's like a lot of things in Elite Dangerous. They're sort of quietly relaxing. I can do it, as you can see, or not. I just don't like the fact that this isn't doing anything sciencey. It's just it's basically Tetris in space. That's it's not a complicated game where I'm having to think. It's literally just a reaction. I've got to be quick with the mouse. That's the only piece of skill that I'm offering there. Okay, so we've got a sample of that. So that's, I think, us with 3 samples, isn't it? So let's put that away. Okay, and how do I call my ship back? To be honest, somebody's saying that. I must admit that the on-foot combat was good. To be honest, as a player who doesn't like FPS, okay, I don't like FPS. I'm not an FPS player. I'm not a big fan. I like Elite Dangerous for spaceships and exploration. So far, I think I had more fun with the FPS bit. I don't want to say that. I like that there's a bit of volumetric mist there. That's quite nice. I presume I can call my ship back from it. I don't know. That was very, very gamey. Too gamey. Where's the DNA? Where's the nucleotide sequence? Where's the amino acids? All that sort of stuff. Because when we did the when Horizons first came out, there was the when you shot stuff on the surface, you get carbonaceous chondrites and all of those sort of things. You get quite a lot of sciencey stuff, actually meteorite versions and things that I didn't know. And carbonaceous chondrites, I know what those are. Some of the other stuff that showed up in Horizons, I'm thinking, I didn't even know what that was. I had to go look up, which was, I learned something. That was good. Here's a chance. This is the first time we've really kind of interacted with biological things in Elite Dangerous, and we're not getting told anything. We're not. Where's the amino acids? Where's the DNA? Where's the base pairs? Where's the, we found a, unusual. I haven't learned anything about these life forms. I mean, are they carbon based? you know, are they? I've just busted the screen. Oh, there we are. You know, are they carbon based? You know, what's their life cycle? How do they grow on a planet with such a low atmosphere? What do they eat? What do they, you know, what's their life cycle? All of those sort of things. You know, to be honest, even No Man's Sky. I mean, I know No Man's Sky isn't as clever as this, or isn't as interacty as this. When you point an object, all you do is basically scan it, don't you? You get a little visor thing pops up, but you do get a bunch of made up stuff about the creature. It tells you, you know, it's a larval stage, it's an advanced stage, it's old age, it's poisonous, it's this, that, the other. We haven't even got that at the moment here. I don't know what this is. All I get is a name for it, and I haven't learned any sciencey stuff. So, I mean, maybe there's more stuff coming. I'll have to wait and see. So anyway, there's a forest of things. Right, so let's try and call my ship back. Let's complete the quest. See if we call ship. So I must have dismissed my ship somehow. I don't know how I did that. We have a Latin name. That's the most science. So that's literally all we get is the sciencey name at the moment, which isn't very much. Where is my ship? Okay, so I can see a few other. Is that my ship? No, that. Okay, so the HUD up there at the top. Oh, there's my ship over there. Presumably that's. How would I know if that's my ship? Did you see the little shadow it cast there? That was quite nice. Is that my ship coming down? How would I know from the HUD? It's definitely trying to land. Landing area blocked. Don't crash. Okay, so I'm guessing somebody else is landing there. I can't land my ship. So do I have to go somewhere further away? Let's leg it over here. Because I don't want to be. Oh, hang on. What's that thing on the floor there? Is that another? Is that a splodgy life form? Is that an algae? I've got to be a little bit careful of my suit power. Although I've got. Hang on. Let's repower the suit while we're here. And it's not that button, is it? It's that one. Oh, this one. Is this an option that I can change? Because for this panel, I can press the button and it stays on the screen while I go and figure out how to use the wheel. This option, it doesn't stay on the screen, so I have to hold my button down and then select that and then let go, and it's just a bit of a faff. So that, I'm assuming, is something I can also sample. Yes, it is. I can scan this blob on the ground. Okay, and I get a different combination of things, or little gamey circles. Didn't get that right. There we go. I'm presuming now I've got to find another one, which is actually going to be quite. It's easier from the air actually. Look, there's another one over there. Is that far enough away? So air reconnaissance is quite good. Is it yellow snow? Hold versus toggle. Okay, I'll have to go and play around with that then. No, that one. See, that one's not far enough away. Not sure if flying is faster, or is that one now showing up green? So that will do. Let's get this biological thingy. Scan that one. So, how much? There we go. How much repeat gameplay have we got here? I suppose is my question. Is how much variety in the creatures or the life forms? Because there's nothing. There's no animal forms here. We've got bacteria and we've got. Well, I'm guessing are some sort of plant forms. Maybe they're. Yeah, they certainly look plant formy. These ones are obviously bacteria. Oh, where's another one? But you know, as an explorer, I suppose I'd want to be. I'd want to be chipping rocks and looking inside rocks, and you know, maybe digging holes in things. I don't know. Scanning things. I'd almost rather not have the spinny thing. I think it would actually be better without that. If you could just, I mean, maybe there needs to be something else added instead, but I'd rather just not have the spinny thing, because then at least you'd kind of be scanning. Where's another one of those? I'm not going to be able to find one now. I need another bacterium. I'd rather have it without the spinny thing, although I'm half decent at the spinny thing. Is that one over there? It's difficult to say. Definitely need more power in the jetpack, or maybe just one. Yeah, to have three seems, I don't know, just seems a bit much. Come on, give me another bacterium. It's not going to give me one, is it? I thought that was one over there. In terms of the wandering around looking for things, I'm actually okay. That bit's all right. I don't mind that. We're looking for samples that we have to get 3. That doesn't really make a lot of sense, to be honest, because if you've got a large sample, that's all you need, isn't it? You don't need 3 separate ones. I can kind of understand why they've done that. Now I can't find one of these wretched. This is the RNG playing with me, of course. Yeah, one sample would be okay, because particularly if you take a lot of samples, I think the the exploration gameplay should be more on, I mean, going to find the samples, yes. No, it might be one at the top of that hill over there. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, let's get back over there. Oh, is that some muck on my visor? Yes, it is. Look, okay, I guess I'm breathing out. That's quite good. So as I exert myself, then some condensation builds up on the inside of my mask, which is a bit unhygienic, but well, that's okay. That's an effect. There's some mist which is rising from the ground for no obvious reason. Let's just stand in it. Is there anything on the floor here that's making it do that? So there's some misty bit. The rocks look good. I mean, these rocks look, I mean, that one's shifting a little bit as you get closer. There's a little bit of texture popping and stuff, but these actually do now look like they're part of the environment, whereas in Horizons they did kind of just look like they're being plonked on the surface. I think that looks like over there. I think I'm lucky. That looks like a, yeah, that's more of this stuff, isn't it? There we go. Let's sample this. That should be the third one. That should give us something to take back. Let's see what that looks like. 1, 2, and oh yes. Did you just give me a thumbs up? Bacterium orasis. Okay, so that's enough. Right, let's get our ship back. Let's see if it will land this time. So, okay. So the other thing that's nice here is, I mean, the atmospheres, we haven't seen, I don't know if anybody's found anything. I mean, obviously we're on one planet here, but I don't know if anybody else is, there's my ship, right, it's going to land this time. Has anybody found a thicker-ish atmosphere? Because none of the planets I've seen so far are anything like the ones we saw in the trailers. There is a bit of, look, there is a bit of shadow there, that's quite nice. As my ship comes down from the sunlight there, from that star, so that's quite good. You still shouldn't be able to see these stars in the sky, but I'll let them off that for visual effects. Okay, so down comes my ship. I guess that's my ship. There's nothing on the HUD that tells me it's mine though, so that's not all that useful. So sampling is actually science-based. Okay, so what's it showing? What science is it showing us there? Because it just seems to be a spinny thing. I'm just going to have a look at that link. Hang on a minute, guys. What's Peter told us? So, okay, so the fun fact, visuals for sampling interaction. Okay, so The visual. Okay, I'm reading this out because you can't see this. Let me. Will it put it on? Can I put a? It is actually science-based. Okay, so there is something here. Let me just do a browser window. There we go. So you can see what I'm looking at, because this is maybe a bit more interesting. Okay, so let's add this in just because. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, so if we're gonna criticize something, we need to be fair. Let's just call this one window capture. There we go. Okay, so where is it? Chrome. There we go. Okay, so this is the link that Peter's just sent me. So so fun fact: the visuals for the sampling interaction are based on blast ring image generations (BRIG) used in genetics to identify and compare different genomes. Okay, so what this therefore is trying to show us is that it's scanning. It is actually scanning genomes. Okay. I can't really see what that is showing me. Let's have a look at that graphic a little bit. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to have to look up and find out what that was. So that's good. It's a shame it doesn't tell us that. I'm not quite sure what this is showing us actually. So is that the genome of this plant? Maybe there needs to be a little bit more about explaining exactly what that actually is. So okay, so it's based on something. That's a bit more encouraging. At least there's something there, but it's not. It hasn't taught me. The thing is, a good piece of gameplay here would tell me something about what I've discovered. It hasn't taught me anything. It's just a spinny thing. So unless I know, I don't know, do I? I'm not quite sure. I mean, that only had multiple rings. This one's only got 3. So let's just before I go, I'm not going to actually I don't want to reset anything. So is there a plant type here that we haven't scanned? Yeah, there is. Let's just go back and look on that again, just out of interest. Okay, so let's just look at this. So okay, I scanned this thing, it's ready to sample. Okay, so what this is basically saying is it's trying to match the genome sample. Is that what it's implying by this spinny thing? I kind of see what they're trying to do. Yeah. Oops. Wrong button. The jury's out for me on that one. Having seen that, yeah. I can appreciate. Okay, I appreciate what they're trying to do there. That is a thing. Actually, here's another thing. If any of you are still walking around and you're still out there, look what you can. This is one thing that you can do. You can jetpack onto your ship. This is just fun. So it's not random. So those spinny circles were slightly different for each of the things I sampled. So there we go. Look, yay! You get to run around on top of my ship. So so this is quite. I mean, I don't know how often we're going to do this, but again, another sense to get a sense of perspective on the Cobra. And lots of other Cobras here, as you can see. There's the DeLacy badge emblem on the top, and lots of little navigation lights now flickering, which I don't think were there before. That's quite nice. Those are the heat vents, a bit low res, but they're there. Lots of little grab handles. Now this is interesting. Look, are the grab handles there because, and they're actually properly rendered as well. They're not just. Is that because external 0G play has been thought about? Look, because you could potentially, look, there's a grab handle there, which means you could propel yourself up to that one, up to those ones, and around the exterior of your ship, potentially in 0G. Look, there are grab handles all over the shop. I haven't seen those before. I don't know if they were there in Horizons or normally Elite Dangerous. Oh, Summons the shield. Ah, it's Commander Epaphras. Hello, sir. And you can actually see inside. Have I got a flashlight? I have, haven't I? There we go. Look, you can actually see inside your ship. It's all powered down. There's the back door. So that's quite cool. But yeah, so there are grab handles everywhere, aren't there? I don't know what that bit of your ship is for. So yeah, so maybe some stuff is coming there. Yeah, I mean, there's lots. Look at these guys. Lucky Luigi and Commander Epaphras is here, and people are walking all over my ship. Just mind the paintwork. I wonder what happens. I mean, someone's going to try this. I mean, what happens if you take off your ship and you're standing on board it? That's going to be a thing, isn't it? I don't think we'll try that today. Now, can I walk onto? Now, I wonder if I can walk onto that, or whether I'm just going to fall off. What do you reckon? Let's see if we can. No, you just fall. You just fall straight through it. Okay, never mind. So not all of the hull is walkable, but most of it is. Okay, so that's quite cool. Right, let's go and turn this exploration data back in. See what the loop, the entire gameplay loop is. Okay, so I'm a little bit reassured. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Who was it? I've just forgotten. Peter Christanis. Thank you for that. With the knowledge that it's actually got some basis in science. That is encouraging. I wish I could have learned a bit more about the science though from it. I'd like to see, you know, a DNA sequence and some amino acids, protein chains, you know, all that sort of stuff. I think would be exciting. It needs more sciencey stuff. You know, even a basic breakdown of what it's made of. You know, it's 60% carbon. You know, it's made of hydrogen, oxygen. There are trace elements of nitrogen in there. You know, with little graphs that maybe move around and look sciencey. You know, stuff like that would make it a lot less gamey. And maybe you'd need to use, you know, different tests to pick up different things. Maybe there could be a level of skill in that sort of stuff. I don't know. It just doesn't feel very science. It's too gamey. It's a bit like the FPS with the zones rather than the buildings. It's too gamey oriented. I don't know. Is there anything in the codex? I haven't checked the codex. Does it update? So, my discoveries, biological and geological, those look the same. Organic structures, those look the same as before. Oh, so there's a whole bunch of things here which are not yet visible, and I got some here which presumably, because I haven't turned them in yet, don't show up. Now that's interesting. Okay, so in one, if this is the complete set, which of course it by no means possibly is, but if it is close to the complete set, and bearing in mind those are the only ones that were put in kind of horizons, you know, in the not the horizons, the what was the other one called? The free expansion was called, yeah, I've forgotten. Anyway, the one after horizons. You know, I've already seen 4 of them. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 there, showing up with me having, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other types. Okay, beyond. There we go. Freaky deaky doo. So there's 8. Okay. Okay. Peter Christianus again. That's another good suggestion. Okay, rather than spinning them round time wise. You know, just because you're random, making it a skill thing, why not like tune them in? That sort of makes sense. And let's have some information about what they actually mean. That's a really good suggestion. Okay, really good suggestion. If those ring elements, the length of them, the number of them could be annotated in some fashion and tell us something, and then you just had to tune them in to make them match and kind of lock in place. And then you gain some information by doing that, and then the next one would present itself. So maybe the outside one is, you know, basic chemicals, let's say, and it says, okay, so you've got carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, or something. I don't know what are these things. And then it gives you, then again it says, okay, now we've got proteins. We're picking up proteins. This is the protein ring. Then there's the, you know, then there's the amino acid ring, and then I don't know, you know, DNA sequence or something like that. Give us a bit more science. That would, and no, don't make it skill based where I have to click a mouse to at the right point to get it. Just let me tune it in, and then it kind of dunk. Yeah, I've got it. You know, that would be more fun. That's a really good suggestion. But anyway, so I've seen 4 of the things, and there are 8 others to discussion. So my concern there is in admittedly a limited gameplay. We don't know how big the alpha is going to be. In one gameplay session, I've seen 4 out of the 12 types of things, okay, that are there. Will there be more? This is the one thing that always bothers me with these games, is how costly is it to build those how costly is it to build those graphics? It's costly in terms of art time and development time and all sorts of things. How many different types of life form can we expect to see? Are any of those procedurally generated, do you think? I couldn't really tell looking at them. Because, I mean, the ones in No Man's Sky sometimes look absolutely daft, right? Yeah, there's no getting away from that. But the flip side is, if there's only 12 life forms, or 24, or 64, or 128, or whatever it happens to be in the galaxy, how quickly is that going to get samey? I don't know. I don't know how many of those unique types of things can we realistically expect to see. I'm not sure if this is a bit. It's more efficient in space, but maybe I'll get used to it. It's just I'm finding this UI quite a lot harder to use than it used to be. Maybe that's just unfamiliarity. It's difficult to say. Right, we need to get back to the space station. Hopkins City. Let's complete the game loop and see what actually happens as we hand it in. The room is full of players. Just fixed on FDev's game for them. This room is full of players. Just fixed. Yeah, there we go. This room is full. I think Peter Christianis has had the best ideas. It's based on some science. That's reassuring to know. I think having manual tuning there would be really, really good. Seeing a bit of science happen at every level of the ring unlock, that would be good as well. I think something like seeing the basic elements, then seeing the proteins, then seeing the amino acids, then seeing the nucleotide sequence, and then getting the full DNA sequence as you get all 3 samples. That would be really, really good. At least you'd feel like you were doing some science rather than playing a line the slots game with the spinny circle. That would definitely, I think, I'm going to give Peter the credit for that idea, because I think I've just sort of extrapolated his idea on stream, and he's mentioned it. So I think that would be a big improvement. Commander Aussie, I prefer the other 99% of alphas. I mean, the way you find things, the graphics, the scanning, that's kind of okay. I don't mind traipsing around on the planet's surface. That was okay as well. And I think if you find a big enough field of the things and you can get the 3 samples, that's probably okay. I just don't like the spinny whirly thing. It's too much of a game, and I think the phrase is mini game nowadays, isn't it? That's too gamey. More science. That definitely needs a bit of work, I think. So that's my view so far. But I am good at it, yes. I'm surprisingly good at it, actually. Although only when it's rotating clockwise. When it's going anti-clockwise, I can't do it. Yeah, so payout could be linked to which level you scan. That's a pretty good suggestion as well. So so forward review transparently gave me more science. I think you're about right. But hopefully without. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a game developer, so it's my criticisms are very much what you see is what you get. Will that keep me entertained for very long? I mean, maybe. I think it could be a lot better. I think it's that is it a minimum viable product? In the agile software development sense. It's okay. Meet us at the bar. Yes, meet you at the bar, Sharon. Let's see if that will work. When Elite started, the only exploration gameplay was looking at stuff and honking. So it's better than that. And even in Horizons, your exploration gameplay was scan a material. Oh, you haven't seen this material before. Well done. So it's better than that is. Could it be a lot more? I think it could be a lot better with not hopefully too much work. Dump a bunch of chemicals, elements, DNA sounding biological names and stuff in there, and I think you could have something quite a little bit more compelling. I don't know how much effort would be involved in doing that. One of the things I always did think was very good, you know, the scanner in the SRV. I always thought that was a good piece of gameplay, because the scanner in the SRV was rather analog. You know, it didn't color code things. It just got sort of different signal strengths on that scanner. I always thought that was a good piece of design, because there was some skill in reading the scanner, which I quite liked, and we haven't seen much like that since. And it wasn't a time-based skill. It was kind of eyeballing the scanner, going, what does that readout actually mean? That I thought was quite a good piece of design. Whereas that spinny thing, I'm glad it's based on some actual science. That's good, but it didn't teach me any science. It crucially didn't teach me anything. You know, and I could have learned. That was an opportunity for me to learn something about biology. And you know, some people say it's a game, Drew. It's a game. You're just supposed to play it. I say, well, yes, that is a fair comment. But Elite has always, and it's been a very strong thing, particularly from David Braben himself, that Elite is quite scientifically accurate. I mean, it's got a one-to-one representation of the Milky Way with lots and lots of, and to be honest, almost over-the-top detail on star types and, you know, planetary formation. And I remember being told off when I was writing Elite Reclamation. I got told off for not having, you know, initially a realistic star system, and I said, okay, so whoop, hang on, I haven't got talking permission because I was talking. Abort. Yes, I'm sorry. I'll get out of the way. Come on. I mean, I couldn't reverse any faster than that. Stupid thing. What do you mean update? I'm out of range. Stupid computer. Now I've got anonymous access. Why loitering is such a bad crime? I'm going to have to write a very, very small fan fiction story about why loitering is such a crime in the Elite Dangerous universe. Somebody obviously did something very, very, very bad at some point in the dim and distant past, and it's just like, we have no mercy. There is no worse thing you can do. I mean, you can murder, pillage, destroy your way through the Elite Dangerous universe. That's fine. You loiter. Whoops, crunch. I'll fly my ship very well. Sorry about that. Pay attention. There we go. Right, we're down. Unavailable, anonymous. Right, I've got to go and pay my £300 fine. Okay, so contacts. Right. Yes, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to. Oh, now I've got to find out the fines. There we go. Okay, so I paid my fine. Hand yourself in. I handed myself. Don't think I'll do that. So codex discoveries. Okay, so I've made some codex discoveries, which gives me some money. Okay. Cool. So presumably that's something. Okay, so let's go into disembark. Let's go and hand the other stuff in. I saw that landing from the bar. Yep. So this might not be a very good landing. So what was I talking about before? I was talking about that. Oh yeah, loitering. So yeah. I'm not sure what's wrong with loitering, but yeah, something very, very bad happened with loitering. Punishable by death. It's very, very whatever it was. It was atrocious. Right. So presumably I now go to the. I can't remember what the place was called. The bio bit of the lift in here. That's the next bit, and then we'll obviously hang around in the bar with the rest of the guys after an expedition on the planet. There's a nice sense of continuity. Okay, there's a nice sense of continuity here Right, so where do we go? It's called the Vista Genomics, isn't it? That's it. Must be over here. There it is, over there. The game is definitely going a bit laggy now. I'm guessing because there's so many of us in here. My FPS is 19 frames per second. I can see my PC struggling as well. Okay. Okay, so presumably this lady wants to... I'd like to sell my organic data. Okay, so... Okay, so I basically just literally get money for the things that I discovered. Some of them are worth more than others. I can sell them one at a time, or I can sell them individually. So actually, let's just do that again. So yeah, this is a species. Okay, so we then do find something out about it. This Osseous species grows a single thick stalk from which emerges a wide, broadly circular pitted endoskeleton. This structure is designed to dramatically increase the surface area of the volume of the organism, facilitating chemical capture and chemosynthesis on its catalytically active surface. Okay, well that's interesting stuff. That's kind of okay. Oh, is my network connection... oh, the whole stream is at 2 frames per second. I wonder if that's... because we're inside here. Sell the whole page. Yeah, I wonder if my network is struggling. Yeah, my PC is definitely struggling now. So I'm going to try to... What's happened? Let me just have a look at the network here. There we go. Hopefully... Has that improved slightly, folks? I can see the guide. These looks like my colleagues. How do I know that they're... Oh, there's Commander Aussie. So, hello, Commander Aussie. I can't tell that. Yeah, so you're all kind of here. FPS is really suffering with... everyone looks really... all the avatars look really depressed. I think I had a slight network issue there, and my PC really lagged out from a bit. Yeah, I think that was a problem. So there are people running around here. We're all in our space suits. It's working okay. The lag isn't too bad. There we go. We've got at least 7 of us here. So apologies for a slight wackiness there. Not quite sure what was causing that. But yeah, so we're all kind of here. Well, it's obviously, let's go to the bar, guys. You know. Let's go to the bar. That's the ultimate test. Everyone, I've got the crouch button as well. There we go. Look, we can all jump up and down. Everyone to the bar. Let's go to the bar. Everyone to the bar. The bar's over here. Let's go to the bar. Can we? Let's all hang around at the bar. Now, have I picked up anything? Can I buy a beer? Okay. Can I buy a beer yet? No. Why can't I just buy a drink? Wait, just put an animation in, please. Yes. I'd like a Lavian brandy, please. Where's my Lavian brandy? I want a Lavian brandy. Why isn't there a Lavian brandy? Is that coming? I mean, it must be, surely. Must surely be coming. All right, it's they're very passive aggressive, these NPCs, if you ask me. I have some items to sell. Do I have anything to sell? So okay, so I've got stuff here. I've got a £500 circuit board. So how does this work then? Oh, there we go. So I can add it to that list, and I can sell one of those things. Okay, so there we go. That makes me okay. Those little things I can trade, and I have to, let's have a look at trade. So I've got 2 of them. Okay, so this is just more engineering-y stuff, isn't it? That we're going to have to learn how to do. It doesn't interest me at all. That's going to be a bit of a faff. Oh well. But you can't buy a... Why? I still don't understand why the bartender is the fence for those sort of things. Anyway, so... Right, anyway. So we can't have a beer. There are some slightly ephemeral looking glasses there. Oh look, I've just been promoted to compiler. Oh, I can't look at the screen. Anyway, so here we are. Right, so anyway, here's a time for a screeny, isn't it? Let's... So F2. Right, there we go. Is it F2? Signal lost. I can't see anything. I need to get into a spot where the camera works, which I can't find. No, I'm going to try it from a different angle. Signal lost. That's so annoying. Right, hang on. There we go. Right, let's go to F4 mode, and we should be able to. There we go. There's the crew. There's everybody. Yay! Are we all there? Tell you what, you should all actually. If I get the camera around the other side, hang on a minute. Turn the HUD off. There we go. Right. If I get the camera around over here. Oh, now I've just lost a wretched thing again. Then if you all hang around, all the guys in the instance. Hang against the bar, because this is clearly going to be a thing, isn't it? There we go. Let's get that straightened out. Okay, so there'll be a slight stream lag. So if you all get against the bar and face this way, it's pretty much all in the same way uniform. If you all hang up, there we go. Everyone's steady around. There we go. Everybody hang at the bar for the screenshot. Yay! Look at that. That looks awesome. We're kind of like we're and then everyone can do the crouchy thing, can't they, and stuff. What's the birdie here? The camera's over here, guys. Well, it kind of. I mean, to be honest, it's working all right. You command, what can I get for you? Well, I'd like a beer actually, but there we go. So it kind of. Does look quite funny. Yeah, everyone bought the same thing to the party. What a faux pas. Yeah. Is Peter here? Is Peter at this space station? Look, it's advertising Levy and Brandy on the screen behind, and we can't buy one. That's just adding insult to injury. I so want a Levy and Brandy. Right, is Peter still here? Is he over in that corner? Let's go and see Peter, because just because he may. Peter's still here. There we go. He's still asleep. What if he's going to wake up? Right, let's get Peter in the shot as well. Poor old Peter. There we go. There's Peter. Ah dear. Did the council approve the creation of Clone Army? Yeah, I know, it's quite funny, but anyway, so there we go. So to be fair, the instancing doesn't seem to work quite well so far. We haven't had too many problems with that. That's actually been one of the things that we were all really worried about. Actually, is how well that would work. Seems to kind of be okay. Oddly enough. So anyway, so thoughts at the end of all that. I think, I mean, apart from that NPC, don't know what he was doing. He sort of hyperspaced across the back of the screen. So that's there's definitely potential again. I think we just need more science and less game in that spinny thing. That's the thing that really put me off. Even though I was actually quite good at doing it, I didn't like the spinny thing in its current sense. I think if you're going to use something like that, it needs to feel like you're measuring something, turning something, adjusting something, rather than just literally clicking with a mouse. I think that's got to change, surely. But planet services look good. The instancing is working quite well. Nice to see the other players on foot and stuff and not doing all those kind of things. Seeing the Cobra, seeing the ships from the ground level, being able to walk around them, really, really good. Not being able to walk up the gangplank, really, really bad. Not, that's almost unforgivable still. Not being able to buy a Levy and Brandy, that's really bad too. But it's mostly holding together. it is mostly holding together. But yeah, Cold's is exactly right. It needs to be a brain power test. You know, maybe you can have, you know, maybe those segments, they just need to be aligned in some fashion, and you can kind of use your skill to align them or adjust them, focus them in and out. That's what it needs. It doesn't need to just be a click reaction test, because that's not sciencey enough. So there we go. Anyway, right, my friends, that's enough. Thank you for everybody who managed to get into the instance. Really quite cool. That's a nice little way to kind of finish the stream up, actually, like that, guys. So and some really good suggestions actually on the stream for how to fix this. I mean, I think there were things that were a bit disappointing there, but you know, overall it has got promise. It, you know, it just needs a few tweaks to get that a bit better, I think. It's certainly not irredeemable. Just make it more sciencey and skill, you know, not skill based isn't quite the right word. Make it more sciencey, make it more less of a dexterity test and more of a brain power test. That's exactly right. And we've got to be able to buy a beer and a brandy. Okay, it's just essential. Right, so many thanks, my friends. Thank you for joining me on a review of Alpha 3. So and lots of fun's been had tonight, so thank you very much. That was really good. I enjoyed it. I shall summarise some of my thoughts on that. Put those on the forum, so you know, you never know, somebody might be looking at them, and we'll go from there. So again, back on Saturday for more Frontier First Encounters, which is a murderously difficult game, as some of you will have discovered, which is trying to kill me virtually every session. Back on Monday, and obviously back on Thursday. For those of you who've been following me for now about 18 months, 2 years, I think I'm coming up to 2 years as a Twitch streamer now. You know, I got to be a partner, so thank you very much for that. That's been awesome. I really appreciate all the support that's got me to that point. That's been good fun, and long may it continue. So onwards we go, and there's a little bit more alpha to come, and then yeah, we'll see whether whether Frontier changes anything based on the feedback that everyone's giving them. So let's see. We'll rock on. But anyway, for the time being, right on, Commanders, and I will see you on, hopefully see you on Saturday if you're about. If you're not, have a great weekend, and look after yourselves in this crazy world that we live in, and I will speak to you all soon. Be good, my friends. I'll see you soon.